Scott Brown here. Check this out. I was digging through the old tools on the weekend. I found my first router. Look at this thing. Can't quite see through the clear plastic anymore, and it's missing a few parts, but pretty sure this still works. And I remember when I was given it. Second year of building, 2005. I was working with a guy called Nigel, and we had to do these timber caps over this planter box thing in the middle of Newmarket up on this building. We had to like put the cap over a stainless steel cap that was there, and we're trying to figure out ways, you know, using a skill saw to cut heaps of cuts in it and then chisel it out, and it just took forever. And then he just ran up the road and bought this, put a big router blade on it, and we just routed it all out. And then he said, you can keep it. And I've kept it ever since. And I thought, why not make this episode about the Makita tools that I have? Let's start with the circular saws. Straight away, this saw here, I'll put all the numbers here on the video, is a 36 volt Makita left blade ripping saw, and it's a beast. Makita let me borrow this, so I was using it yesterday to do all these checkouts on the posts that we're doing. I don't have it here with me, but I've got that 9 1/4 Makita electric powered saw that I use for this kind of thing. But if I didn't have that, maybe I'd consider getting this. Early days, I haven't used it that long. And this is the saw that I use very often. This is the 18 volt left blade battery saw. Super light and good for everyday use. And then the battery powered planer. This is one of my favorite tools for sure. Having a lead with a planer, you're very rarely just planing small areas. It's usually a long length or something like that. And having to worry about a cord can be a bit annoying. When you have corded tools that are like this, you tend to leave them in the van and try and avoid using them without even knowing it sometimes. Then there's other little almost accessory tools that you just get when you get onto a battery platform. The blower, something we use all the time to clean up at the end of the day, and the sander. Again, it's kind of like the planer in that having it battery powered helps quite a bit. And then this is fairly new. I've had this for a few months now. Again, battery powered. I had the corded one before and I've still got it somewhere. This is far superior. If you don't know much about saber saws, reciprocating saws, they're really good for cutting out framing, especially demolition, and just cutting through almost anything. In America, I think they call them sawzalls, which is a fitting name. And then the boxes. This is my grinder, and this is one of the tools that I wish was cordless. It's good. It's a 125mm blade, and we just keep concrete, metal cutting blades. And then this box here, shout out to James the Builder in Wellington. He sent me this. He's an avid DeWalt fan, and he just couldn't live with the fact that he had this Makita box in his collection. So he wrote to me and he said, oh, can I send this up to you for free? And then he sent it. So cheers, James. Appreciate it. It doesn't have anything in it other than chisels and, bog and... Alright, so this is the Mac Pack Stack thing, Makita case system. It's the same system as the old Festool system. I think it's made by the same people. The Festool new ones have the T-lock, which is a bit more efficient. You don't have to force the buttons in like that. They all lock together. This locks to the Festool and so on. I sort of built my van system around that. I made the drawers wide enough to hold a sustainer, and they all stack in there. That's where all this came from. And each one has a different tool in it. This is the drill case. It has the big Makita drill, which is good for hammer drilling as well. High powered drill there. And then because that one's so heavy, I have this one here as well, which is a lighter version. And that's good for just when you're doing cabinets and small things. And this is the latest Makita impact driver. I think it's a 4-speed one. I was going to do a review on this. If you watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I had an old impact driver. It was like 10 years old. And then I went from that to this one. So this is better in every single way. But if I was doing a review on it, I'll just say, yeah, it's great. In every aspect, it's great. So if you're looking for an impact driver, you can't go wrong with this one. And I was using this yesterday to break up some concrete out there when I was putting the posts in. It really chews through the batteries. I had a fully charged 4 amp battery yesterday, and honestly within an hour it was empty. I mean, that's only 4 amp, but still. But it's really good for just putting in occasional bolts and breaking up little bits of concrete. It has its limitations, but having a battery hammer drill is well worth it. So it's just your pilot holes, essentially, and this is just a little storage box, and that has all different bits in it. You know, you got your Phillips, your square bits, your T25, T30 bits, drill bits under there, masonry bits, spade bits, the right angle drill that we talked about in a couple of episodes ago, and yeah. I didn't realize how many Makita tools I have until I pulled them all out. And the router. We started off talking about my old school router, and that was replaced with my new school router. This has a few things in it. Oh my god. So here's the router here, and the plate for it is through there. It's Carpenter 131. This is so handy. Having a cordless router is fantastic. We use it to finish off all our decking, and lately we've been using it for cabinetry, which we don't really do, but over the last 2 years, 3 years, we've dabbled in it, let's say. I'd like to do more. And here is the multi-tool. Maybe one of our most common tools that we use. This tool is a must-have if you're renovating houses, which is what we do. Cutting jib, cutting out framing, cutting out little bits of skirting if you need to put a wall into another wall. Yeah, this thing gets used a lot. The track saw. I mean, we managed to build entire cabinets just with that. So, I mean, that speaks for itself, really. Some people ask me if you should get the Festool or the Makita one. Maybe I would have got the Festool. I heard that dust extraction is better. The reason I got this one is price. It was $400 cheaper, and I haven't had any problems with it, so maybe I just don't know what I'm missing when it comes to the Festool. It says hammer drill, because the hammer drill used to be in there. But it's the barrel grip jigsaw. It's got the coping foot there. Just a collection of blades, a few blades there. And the jigsaw itself. Talked about it in the past. The buttons are a pain. You never know when you're really pressing them, and because they've got like the unlock system here, you kind of have to unlock it and then turn it on. But sometimes you press the power button instead of the unlock button, and then you kind of go like this and that. But other than that, this is a damn good jigsaw. And that's my Makita collection. That's it. That's all I got. So I obviously have a lot of Makita tools. I bought a couple of tools for the 18-volt system, and then I kind of stuck with it. It's just easier that way. Yeah, I just started with Makita. It's real common here in New Zealand. It's easy to get, good prices, so on. Alright, let's look at what we're doing. We are raising this pergola, and the only way to raise it is to take it from out of under there, and then cut it and make it go up there. These posts that I put in yesterday, they will support it instead of the wall of the house. Done. Boom. That's been another exciting episode of Brown Carpentry. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from those Makita tools, and it's kind of just like a kid showing his Lego or something. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And I'll see you guys in the next exciting episode.